Good morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It is April 9th. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. We have a market that didn't do much yesterday. Kind of stayed in range around those big levels I talked about yesterday. Not a surprise. Like maybe the eclipse had something to do with it, but it just couldn't break out either way. So we're in range yesterday, setting up for possibly Wednesday's move. Hold on one second. Just helping my daughter out for a second here. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. So we had a range bound market, and we're just going up and back and forth through these big levels. No surprise there. Um, Even though we have a higher volatility yesterday, really didn't show. We're getting big buy orders right now in the market. Well, I'm expecting to pull to the top of that range. Be surprised if it broke out now. However, that's what we're dealing with right now. Everybody's waiting on CPI tomorrow, which is CPI is expected to rise, core is expected to go down. So without further ado, let's get into this. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile, buying profile to find structure in the markets, also along with gamma exposure levels, supply and demand, anchor VWAPs, and the most traded price of the year, the rolling month, the rolling week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in the market. I want to lean on who is in control and then possibly put risk on. And when a lot of these things line up, you know, that enables me to put a trade on. During the day, I look at other more stuff like footprint chart, ticks, internals, stuff like that. All leads me down one path to go lean on one side of probability. Okay, that's what I do here. All right, so if you can subscribe, set an alert. That would mean a lot. And if you do like my content, please give me a thumbs up or a like. That would be appreciated. You could also follow me on X at Gonzo719. As I'm speaking, the ES is about to test yesterday's highs. That would also mean the previous day's overnight highs. Almost means Friday's highs. So, like I said, it's setting up for a breakout. That's why I put that on my headline on my card of the stream, because it is just setting it up. Now, we could break out a little bit. All right, today before CPI, that's happened before. It's usually probability wise you wouldn't see that just because we're waiting on a big news event tomorrow, but we'll get into it later. All right, let's go right into this watch list here, futures, and just see what we have going on here. All right, so silver leading the pack. That is up 1.4%. Gold's almost up 1%. It's a monster right now. I saw China's buying a lot of gold. It doesn't matter what the dollar is doing. Doesn't matter what bonds are doing. It doesn't matter what inflation's doing. Gold is just, it's a big squeeze. All right, that move has been waited for years and years and years. I'm just glad I'm being part of it. So it's working out nicely. Bonds are being bought today. Should send the 10-year yield lower. Nasdaq's up 0.38, Russell's up 0.34, ES up 0.26. VIX is up 0.2, still up above a 15. The Dow is up 0.15. Crude is flat. 10-year yield yesterday didn't report in toss. However, hopefully 820 goes back. Dollar is down 0.09. Bitcoin's pulling back today, down 1.48%. Ether is down 2%. Okay, moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's see who the leader is today. Google. Google is up 0.97. Bob is up 0.95. Meta's up 0.55. Amazon up 0.5. Okay, those are the leaders here. We have one laggard really. We have Apple down 0.07. That's pretty much flat. Nvidia is down 0.15. That's pretty much not that much in Nvidia. Coinbase is down 0.85. Okay, moving on. Let's go to top sector stocks. Let's see who's leading here. Qualcomm's a semi. That's up 0.52. That's really the only leader. There's not a laggard. Not a laggard to speak of. All right, let's go to my swing trade list. Encompasses a lot more stocks. Taiwan Semiconductor with those government contracts and all that stuff. That's up 2.9%. Western Digital is up 2.47%. TAP, which is I believe Molson, up 1.76. What else here? Ally Bank, GDXJ, which is a gold miner. I did hold that for a while. Very volatile, but that can really skyrocket. All right, Broadcom's up 1.19%. All right, let's look at the laggards. Tilray, if it's earnings, I can't remember what happened. Yeah, earnings. So they're down 12%. SoundHound's down just changed to 1.8%. Verizon's down 1.59%. I believe they reported earnings as well. Not yet. Not yet, but Verizon is down. Your Bitcoin ETF is down 1.49%. There's that Charter Communications. I mean, there's not really much going on, really, being honest with you. Okay. Let's move it back to the top sectors. Then let's go to sectors. Okay, leading the pack is semis. So that's Taiwan Semiconductor. That's Broadcom. Okay. That's up 0.65. So semis. That's usually risk on. Semis. And then we just have technology. I mean, nothing's up that much. All right, nothing's really down. Okay. We just put some single prints, and we'll get to those in the market profile. Okay. Moving on to economic calendar, which is almost got zilch today. Almost got zilch. Let's look at that together. Today, I don't even really know what that is, but being honest with you, RCM tips is it inflation. I don't even want to pretend that I know what that is, but it's not probably not going to move the market. You got API crude, the American Petroleum Institute, that comes out at 4:30. That moves crude a little bit at 4:30. That's it. That's not going to affect the market. It's done after the close anyway. All right, but tomorrow you got CPI. All right, that's what we have as far as the calendar. As far as upgrades and downgrades, let's see if this was updated. It's not. Let's see if this was updated. That was. Okay, let's look at it together. Steel was upgraded. All right, let's see what else. TAP, Molson, that's why that was upgraded. That's why you're seeing some love for that. I'm just going to go by GE was upgraded. FCX was upgraded. Ally Bank upgraded. That's why we saw Ally Bank up. Western Digital target raised. That's why we saw that up. Charles Schwab's target was raised. Netflix target raised. Let's see, this is going down here. Hood targets raised. DFS, Discover Financial Service. So financial sector is getting some love. Cisco's target was raised. Chipotle. Tesla target lowered. Charter Communications target lowered. That's why you saw that weakness. All these banks. Interesting. There's a lot here. Jeez. Didn't expect all this. Cisco. Alright. Reiterate. I don't really care about that. Alright. That's it for that. Let's go into some news here. And looks like Tesla settles case over fatal autopilot crash of Apple engineer. So they settled the lawsuit. Let's see. Airlines struggle with lack of planes as summer travel set to hit record levels. It says Microsoft to invest $2.9 billion to boost AI business in Japan. Okay. Now let's see. Applied Materials. The largest maker of semiconductor equipment in the U.S. may postpone or abandon its plan to build a $4 billion research and development facility in Silicon Valley due to lack of government funding. Interesting. I'm just going to go over anything that stands out to me. I'm going to go through this because it's UPS. Let's see. UPS. Stevens initiates coverage with equal weight rating as the target breaks to 160. Okay. Right, that's about it. It's kind of loose. Looking at the juice, I don't really see much here. 10-year yield is like dead in toss. I don't know what happened there. Um, okay, I think that's about it for that. There's not much to talk about. We can go over to the daily charts. Let's look at those together. All right, so let's look at this. All right, what did we do? All right, yesterday was just a nothing day. Really nothing. Look, we came down to the 20-day simple moving average and got bought up. Opened here, went up. I was long here, waiting for this to break 520 and continue up. It couldn't do it. The internal said it most likely wouldn't do it, and it didn't, right? So it was just a balancing day. All right, waiting for more information, right? So where are we now? 519.78. We are at the top of the range of yesterday. All right, top of the range yesterday. So today's analysis is going to be super easy. So basically, you have highs from here and lows here, right? So really, inside day here, inside of Friday session. So that's what we're looking at. Let's look at the Qs. So the Qs, look at this big bullish engulfing candle. It looks like a diamond, right? And yesterday, same thing. But we closed in the Qs underneath the 20-day simple moving average. Okay, but where are we now? 441, or basically 442. 442 right here. I'm at the top of yesterday's range, right? So just have to see. Do we break out? Who knows, right? Who knows? So 10-year yield for some reason has not moved anymore in the toss. I don't know why that is. I like to look at that. Unless it's a different symbol now. 10-year. Let's see. Usually it was TNX. 10-year Treasury Index. It's really weird that it's not getting tracked lately. It's like dead. Anyway, that had to rise. Sorry, go down, the 10-year yield. So I don't know what that is right now. I know I could look on the web for it. Usually it's nice and easy right here, but let's look at the VIX. Okay. I can't call it the triple-headed monster right now but we'll call it the double-headed monster. So the VIX right now is at 15. We're holding 15, right? So let's look at that together. 15, still pretty decent, not being down at 12 and 13. 16, we were up there yesterday, but then that volatility really wasn't there yesterday in the markets. Okay, but still 15 VIX is pretty decent. Maybe today we'll get some more movement without no eclipse going on, right? So the dollar, so you got this like double swing highs here, double top right there, boom. Let's see, that's probably resistance 105. So 105 I was talking about with a support of 102. You're holding above the 20-day simple moving average and the 200-day and a 50-day. So we'll have to see. That will definitely move tomorrow. Okay. Now let's just go to structure. Like I said, today's going to be pretty easy, unless we break out or something, which could happen. Let's just go to this market profile, buying profile here. All right. And look, just as expected, it came in there, and we can probably make this a little bigger. All right. let's look at our rolling 5-day. You got excess at the top, and there's our value, right? And then you got excess on the bottom. So we're in balance. Okay, we're in balance. Most trader price of the week's right here. That price 52.53. Price is here 52.64. Okay, so most trader price of the month's here 52.35 about. Most trader price of the week's here, and price is here. So that would be a bullish structure, right? But we are in balance. So look what we did. This was the overnight session. I'm sorry, this is yesterday's session. This is the overnight session. Look at that. Look at this. This is the overnight session yesterday. Look at that high. And Friday's highs. So in this area is a breakout point. This is a breakout point to the bottom here. So pretty easy here. What are we going to do? Either today we stay range bound. Okay, we stay range, and look at the profiles too. Very balanced. Not a lot of edge there. Okay, very balanced. Where is the most trades taking place? Right where they should be. Right. So 52.68. Let's call that. That's the breakout point for the ES. Breakdown points 52.45. That's it. Now, I would say this, probability wise, when you have huge news coming out tomorrow, we should stay range bound or do one of these, break it a little bit and then come back to the mean. So we could come do this, bounce right off the 200-day and set up for tomorrow. That would be a breakout, but then probably come back in. So I could see us making a move, and I would be surprised if we, a little surprised if we clean these single prints, moved up to here that far, or we went all the way down here. Probability wise is we stay around here, but anything can happen. You got to be prepared for it. All right, so let's just get into the scenarios. I mean, very easy today if we stay in range, right? So if you're a bull, there's your weak low, there's your weak high. So if we're bullish, two things can happen. Okay, we can break, and then I would look for some type of pullback into here, and we could try to clean these single prints up there. You could also come down. Right now we're in balance, so holding this level could happen, but I would say, so I have to put that in there, so we could hold that big level and then go. Right, door number 3 is you come down here, get a little bear trap here, try to break lower, even bounce off the most traded price of the month, then you cross over. Those are all the scenarios that I'll be looking for, right? But if we look at the bear scenarios, they're probably just going to be the opposite, right? So if we come in up here and push up, right, try to go into these singles, fail, make some lower highs, we go right back to the mean, and then we can go right back to this week low. Can we break it? If we break it, like I said, could you fall? Yes. I would say probability wise, not as likely. However, we could fall here and then move back into here. Okay. And also, if you were conservative, we could move up. We're in supply right now. It hasn't been broken, but we could move up and hold under this big level. There you go. Boom. Pretty easy. You just have to see how the market's reacting internally as well. That's very important. I mean, I don't day trade live. I might start thinking about doing that to show everybody what I look at, because the internals really tell you how strong the market is, right? If you look at the breadth, ticks, you look at those types of things, I can see, okay, this market really doesn't have much strength or weakness like yesterday. And I was like, there's no breakout happening. Even though I was hoping for my trade to get broken out, it didn't look great. I was like, I've seen that happen, and then you get a little pullback like we did yesterday, and then it fires back up. I've seen that. So like, you got to play, for the breakout. I mean, I didn't have any risk on at that point, so it was a risk-free trade. Anyway, let's move on. Let's look at the Nasdaq together. The Nasdaq's got an even prettier setup here. Okay, let's look at the profile. We're in balance. Here's the value area, and there's big just balance. All we're in is balance, right? Here's the balance. We're just trading in that range, right? And I said that 18280 level is the most traded price of the year, the month, the week. It's everything in Nasdaq. Okay, this is just queuing up, just like the ES, but the Nasdaq's queuing up for a huge move. Huge move. Now, I've said this before. The huge moves don't usually come if you got big news coming, but I've seen it where it does happen. Maybe anticipation of what's happening tomorrow. Now, like I said, probability-wise, that shouldn't happen because you want to see what's going to happen tomorrow morning, 8:30. However, that's been broken. But I would say probability lies with that. Okay, so very easy here. You can see what's happening here. Okay, you basically have this 183. Let's call it 70 is the week highs. Let's call 182.37 is the week lows. Okay, and whatever we get, like I said, if internal support it, meaning like the market's super strong or super weak, you're going to get an outsized move here. It's just begging to break out here in the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq's really looking great for a breakout. Now, what could we happen also? You could just do this and come back. Go like this. Oh, not that far. You can go here, come back. Here, go back. Wait for CPI. That's definitely what could happen. And then we like close around here. And then it's like, all right, well, we are waiting for CPI. Right? Because even stocks today, Google up 1%, that's about the biggest one. Other than that, really nothing that's crazy. All right, so this is like very textbook balance rules here. So either you keep doing what's been working, right, would be here and here. So again, this is very simple. If the market does get strong and you can break out here and you hold up here, you possibly could go for those single prints up top. Okay, again, you could pull back into these levels, hold, also work its way up. This is the same scenarios. Okay, also you could get a big move down, get a little bear trap in here, hold, and go to the other side and then possibly break out as well. That's all a breakout, right? I showed the range bound trade, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. This is nothing different. And then in the short side, of course, move out here, go to the edge, can't move, trying to move, then do some lower highs, then you're going to go back to the mean, probably do this, go back to the edge, right? Here's that breakout point. It could move lower. Don't know if it will. Okay, I mean, if you do one of these, break it and hold. Now you got the 50-day moving average here on the futures, but and demand here, so like it's not the best place to be, but you could move. But like I said, probability just lies in this. You fails here, we're gonna go here for the bear. That's as simple as it gets, right? And for the bull, all right, this moves up here and this goes back down here. You just have to see what the market does when it gets to this level. Does it bounce? Does it try to go lower and fails and then goes? Because then you're going to go back. Right? Right now we're in the range bound. Obviously, that's not going to stay like that forever. If we do this today, right, and then end up here, boy, it's just setting up for a huge breakout tomorrow. But unfortunately, at 8:30 in the morning, I mean, you could trade futures 23 hours a day. So in the futures market, you can trade that. But if you're looking to trade the open, this move probably is going to happen before the market opens. It's a coiled up spring right now. That wraps up that, right? So here's the gist. You're in balance, okay? You fade the edges until they don't work anymore. Now, of course, if the market, like I said, internally, right, is like showing you there's not really a winner or a big loser here, right? Apple's kind of trading around, let's say Microsoft, Nvidia, nothing's really. Then you're gonna get a range bound market. It's not gonna have the oomph to break out. So that's what I'm gonna look for. Those will be my keys to decide if I'm gonna fade those edges or I'm gonna really, oh man, this is really getting strong. Because the breakout will be pretty nice. Because the most traded price of the week and the month are together in both the ES and the Nasdaq, just gonna be a big move. Now Nasdaq's gonna, I believe, have a bigger move because you actually have the most traded price of the year there. So that's my take on that. So hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already. We got our scenarios, everybody, and give me a thumbs up or a like. Always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Okay. So I wish everybody good luck today. Right? Very quiet on the news front. Hopefully we get some volatility. Let's just do a check-in here. I'm going to check in with the relative volume here. And it's not horrible, but it's not unbelievable. So we'll look at that real quick. Just want to show everybody. And this is a good gauge to look at. And it's just judging every 15-minute bar. I think I did it over the last 20 days. I have this. So it's 89% in the ES, 102% in the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq is like at a normal level. The ES is a little down with volume, relative volume. So it's not horrible. Obviously, that's going to change tomorrow morning. Again, we have to see. All right, I do like that the VIX is at a 15. I believe we'll have a little better volume than yesterday, but we'll have to see. All right. Where the hell's my mouse here? All right, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see everyone tomorrow.